All right. So we're on 7.1 and it's dividing by 2. If you know anything at all about division, this one's going to be super easy. To divide by 2, all you have to do is skip count 2, but use your fingers. So, for example, Troy, if I say 10 divided by 2, skip count 10 by 2. Skip count to 10 by 2. 2. What's next? No, skip count 2. 2. Comes after 2. Or skip counting. No. 4. 6. 8. 10. So how many do you have? 5. So 10 divided by 2 would be 5. It says there are 10 hummingbirds and 2 feeders in Marissa's backyard. If there are an equal number of birds at each feeder, how many birds are at each one? So first off, we have to find how many birds are at each feeder. So what do we need to find? How many? How many birds at feeder? How many birds at the feeder? That's the first thing we're looking for. How many birds are at the feeder? How many birds are at the feeder? The second thing we have to do is says circle the numbers you need to use. Well, we've already done that. We're going to use 10 and 2. And it says, what can you use to help solve this problem? We're going to use division. We're going to use division. You don't know how to spell division? Guess what? It's up there. D-I-V-I-S-I-O-N. Division. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, it says we're going to use our math boards, which I'm going to have you get those out in a second. It says use 10 counters and draw 2 circles on your math board. Why would we draw 2 circles? What does these 2 circles stand for? What? The 2 bird feeders, yes. What would the 10 counters stand for? The 10 hummingbirds. So down below, you've already got 1 in there and 1 you got to trace. Go down below and count to 10 by drawing 1 in each back and forth. For example, there's 1, 2, and you can trace 3 and 4. You done yet, Corlin? Okay. So here's 1, 2, and we can trace 3, 4. Now do that back and forth until you get to 10. Count. When you think you got an answer, Willow, what do you got? There's what? There's 5 birds at each feeder, because what Willow did was this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I kind of draw mine in the same spot each time, so I know I'm not messing up. So good. Willow says there's 5 at each, and I agree with her. So there are 5 counters in each of 2 groups. So there are 5 hummingbirds at each feeder. Good. 5 and 5. So how many birds do we have in all, Jack? 10. How many equal groups do we have at a Lynn? equal groups. 2. And add a Lee. How many is in each group? 5. So your final answer is 10 divided by 2 is 5. Or 10 divided by 2 this way is 5. There's 2 ways you can write it. We've been focusing really on this one, but we're going to dive into this a little bit more. Okay? Does anyone know what the answer to the division problem is called? I'll be impressed if you want at some point on the internet. Is it? The answer, nope, that's the answer to a multiplication problem. The answer to a division problem. Nope. I say it a bunch. Yeah, I'll give you a hint. It starts with a Q. Nope. Nope. The equation is with E. It's called a quotient. So when I say what's the quotient, that's the answer to a division problem. If I say what's the product, it's the answer to a multiplication. If I say what's the sum, wait. What's the sum? That's the answer to a, what's the difference? Answer to a, the difference.
Oh, the difference is they're all.
No. The difference is the answer to a subtraction problem. All right, let's look down again. So they've done it one way by just making the groups, but now we're going to find out the amount of equal groups. So there are 10 hummingbirds in Tyler's backyard. If there are 2 hummingbirds at each feeder, how many feeders are there? What? Turn the page. No, I already answered it. 5 and 5. Pay attention. All right. There are 10 hummingbirds in Tyler's backyard. If there are 2 hummingbirds at each feeder, how many are there? So look, they drew 10 counters to stand for 10 hummingbirds, and they're circling 2. Why would they circle 2, Troy? Why would we circle 2? Because we know there are what at each feeder? 2 hummingbirds. So look, so we're circling, here's 2. So there's 1 feeder. So how many feeders do we have? McKenna? How many feeders do I have? I don't have 10. I have 10 total. I had 5. Good. So I have 5 groups of 2, which means there are 5 feeders. So it's 5 and 5 at the bottom. So, David, I have how many in all? And I have how many in each group? And how many groups do I have? There we go. Same thing, different way. I think division's super easy. Do you guys still have your multiplication board? Don't look. We'll look later. Your multiplication things. Anyways, all right. Complete the picture to find 6 divided by 2. I know I have 2 equal groups, so what should go in here? What numbers should I count to? I should count to 6. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Adeline, how many do I have in each group? So 6 divided by 2 equals? Say it again. Good. Just like that. Yes, Aubrey. I know. So let's look at the next one. It says write a division problem. I'll give you a hint. The first thing we have to do is find our total. Our biggest number has to be first the way we're writing it. Our biggest number is going to be called the dividend. Okay, the dividend. It's the number one we want to put an end to. So what is going to be our biggest number? Look at that problem. Look at that problem. There's two different problems, but let's try to think of one. What's our total number, Adelie? 8. So that's going to be our first number, 8. Now, you can do this two ways. Make a problem right underneath it. And make a division sign. 8 divided by 8 divided by. So now, Cortland, number 2. How many equal groups do you see? I don't see 2 equal groups. How many groups do you see, Cortland? On number 2. How many groups? 4. So let's do 8 divided by 4 here. In Cortland, how many is in each group? 2. That's the answer. So now, Cortland, let's try the other way. 8 divided by how many is in each group? And how many equal groups do you have? There we go. 8 divided by 4 equals 2, and 8 divided by 2 actually equals 4. So they could be one or the other. Be quick. I'm gonna put it up towards the top of the screen. Aubrey, what's our total number for number 3? 12. So that's gonna be our biggest number. So let's do 2 problems. 12 and 12. Who can figure out the first one? Or just figure out one of them. What do you got, David? No, we don't have 16 anywhere. We don't have 16 anywhere. 12 divided by, okay. So what'd you say, 12 divided by? That's perfect, David. 12 divided by 2 equals 6. So David said we have 12 total, 2 groups, 6 in each group. Now what's the opposite, David? 12 divided by? Perfect, David. This is what I want to see, guys. I know David's been on his homework. Troy, what's our first number going to be in number 4? Count it again. It's an even number. 14, great. So we have 14 as our biggest number. So let's do 2 problems. I see some people's pens writing probably to almost finish this question. So McKenna, give me my first problem. It could be either one. $14 divided by 7 equals. Now look. We have 14 total. We have 7 groups. How many's in each group, McKenna? How many? One group has how many? Think about it, McKenna. One group has how many in it? Look, McKenna. How many does one group have in it? 2. Jack, what's the other one? No, okay, but what's the problem? 14. Beautiful. And I think some of you guys already wrote that down. Great job. Listen, this shows me you guys have a general idea. You know what that tells me? That's a good sign. I'm happy. I'm really, really happy about that. You got it caught up, Cortland? Awesome. Great job. All right. Write a division problem for this picture. What's our first number going to be, Willow? Number 5, what's our first number going to be? 4. So we're only going to write one problem now. Let's just do one. 4 divided by 2 equals, We have 4 total, 2 groups. How many's in each group? 2. So we're going to go total divided by group divided by each group, okay? T divided by G equals E. All right? So, Aubrey, let's try this one. What's going to be your total for number 6? $16. Aubrey, how many groups do we have? And how many's in each group? Beautiful. 16 divided by 8 equals 2. Adelie, what's our total? Huh? You're close. 9 plus 9 makes 18. So, Adelie, you have 18 total. How many groups do you have? And how many's in each group? 9. Good. All right, Jack. 2 divided by 2. Let's see it. I have 2 groups. And my total, well, let's do actually 2 divided by 2. Our big number is 2, so we got to do 2 counters. Our first number is 2, so 2 counters. And we got to make an equal group. So, how many equal groups are you going to have? Right, with 1 in each. So, 2 divided by 2 is what? 1. For the next one, Adeline, we have to draw 16 counters. So, draw your 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, Alan, once you draw your 16 counters, circle them in groups of 2, and I want you to tell me how many you come up with. Eight. Great job. Oh, wait. I thought you was Adeline. Adeline, what'd you come up with? There you go. Who thinks they can handle number 10? We have 20 total in groups of 2. What you got, Willa? How many is going to 10 group? Yep, 10. So number 10 is 10. Write that down, Cortland. Number 10 is 10. So the next one, these are going to be tough, but we'll figure it out. So we have 5. I'm going to give you a hint. Let's work backwards. I've preached in my videos, and if you've watched some of them, you'll know. For example, let's say I have 20 divided by 2, which equals 10. Okay. It should be 1, 8, and 10. Hold on. All right. So 10 divided by 2 or 20 divided by 2 is 10. Well, we know this is true because 10 times 2 equals 20. So if you take the quotient and divide it by the divisor, it gives you the dividend. So, McKenna, instead of saying, finding out what it equals, 5 times 2 equals, skip count 5 twice, McKenna. 10. Good. 5 times 2 is 10. Adeline, 2 times 2 is, huh? 2 times 2, we're doing multiplication now. We're going to work backwards. Aubrey, what's 2 times 2? Good. And if I skip count 2, 4 to 4, I only got to do it twice. Jack, 3 times 2 is? Okay. Nope, 3. Let's do. We're going to work backwards. We're going to do multiplication now. There you go. Last one. Anybody got it? Willow? 16, because 8 times 2 is 16. I know, we're used to division. Now we're just working backwards. That's going to be the simplest way. Quotient by divisor makes dividend. Okay? I know those are some big words, and we'll learn them. All right. Lynn makes a tile design with 24 tiles. Half are red and half are blue. He takes away 4 red tiles. How many, this is a tough one, red tiles are in the design now? So first off, let's do this. We have 24 total, so that's going to be our counters, okay? So we have 24 total. You guys don't have number 15? Yours says 16? All right, so 16, good. And does it say the rest, is the rest the same? Y'all says. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's still 4. All right, so he has 16 tiles. Half are red and half are blue. Okay, so how am I going to find half? What do I have to divide by to find half? Think about this. You make a sandwich and you cut it in half. How many pieces do you have? 2. So if we want to find half, we divide by 2. So let's find out how many blue and red we have by finding half. 16 divided by 2. Can anybody tell me what that may be? We just looked at it a few minutes ago. 16 divided by 2. If you skip count 2 to 16, what you got? 8. So we have 8 red, and 8 blue. Because they're half and half. They take away 4 red. So it's going to be 8 minus 4, which equals 4 what? What kind of tiles? 4 red tiles. This is subtraction. We find half, and then we have to subtract it. We good? All right, I'm going on. We're flying through this, which is cool. Becky, make sure yours is the same as mine. If it's not, stop me. Becky made 2 videotapes while a giant hummingbird fed 4 times. What? Becky made 2 videotapes while a giant hummingbird fed 4 times and a ruby-throated hummingbird fed 8 times from her new feeder. Each videotape caught the same number of feedings by the hummingbirds. How many feedings were shown on each videotape? So basically, there's 2 videotapes. Let's do GH for giant hummingbird. GH equals, and let's do RT for the ruby-throated. All right? So GH and RT, yes. Yeah. GH and RT. So our GH fed 4 times? And the wait. And the ruby-throated fed 8 times. So GH is 4 and RT is 8. Well, we're going to have to divide those by how many videotapes do we have? 2. So that's your problem. GH equals 4 divided by 2, and RT equals 8 divided by 2. So you guys can figure these out. Your 4 looks like a 9? Well, yeah, fix it, because we have a problem with that one. Didn't I get on to y'all for making 9s and 4s the same way? I think I got on to y'all because you guys make 9s like or 4s like this. And that's not a 4. It's not a 4. That's a 4. Yeah, I know. I don't know who taught you that. I'm going ahead and send up my answer. The giant hummingbird is what? The ruby-throated is what? So, what's a giant hummingbird, Jack? 2. You're fine. We're not even done with this. Giant hummingbird is 2. The ruby-throated is what? Who can figure the ruby-throated out? Oh, well, don't worry about it. The ruby-throated. Who can figure out 8 divided by 2? Willow? Huh? Nope, that's 8 times 2. 8 divided by 2. So if we skip count 2 to 8, how many times is it going to take? Four. So the giant hummingbird is 2. The ruby-throated is 4. You got a second to copy that. Giant hummingbird is 2. Ruby-throated is 4. We're on our last page for our practice homework, and I'm going to help you guys with your practice homework too, so don't worry about that. Some of it, not all of it, most of it. Yeah. We almost done?
Almost.
All right. Just make sure you have 2 and 4 up there with these words. The words aren't the problems, okay? We gotta go on. So just finish it up. we're going to use this chart now to answer 17 and 18. So 2 hummingbirds are the same type and have a total mass of 10 grams. Okay? Which type of hummingbirds are they? So it's in the problem. So 2 hummingbirds of the same type have a total mass of 10. Which type of hummingbird are they? And write in a division equation to show. So what one of these hummingbirds can I put together and make 10? If I put 2 of these together, it's going to weigh about 10 grams. Adeline? Nope. Think about it. What 2 of these, if I take this hummingbird, that'd be the same.
It is the violet.
Yes. The violet crown. If I take a 5 violet crown and a 5 violet crown, what's 5 and 5 make? 10. So I would write violet crowned right here. And it's this one right here, guys, you know. And I know that because 10 divided by how many violet ones do we have to make 10? 2. And what's it equal, David? There you go. And that shows it. We have to have the same one. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. What's the violet crowned? The violet crowned. We'll switch it because that's not right. What? Look right here. It's this word. That's why I pointed to it. Violet crowned. Violet crowned. 10 divided by 2 equals 5. The next one. There are 3 ruby-throated hummingbirds and 2 other type of hummingbirds at the feeder. The birds have a mass of 23 grams. What other bird is there? So first off, we're going to just do adding. We have ruby-throated. How much do they weigh? Huh? 3. So we have 3 ruby-throated that are 3 grams apiece. What does that equal? What? To what? What number? Okay, just continue with that. You're falling behind. What's 3 times 3, Aubrey? So right now, we have 9 grams there. 9 grams. But we need to make 23 grams. So let's see. I'm going to take 23 and I'm going to minus 9. Someone tell me what that may equal. 23 minus 9. Can someone tell me what that is? $23 minus 9. What is that? Nope. Aubrey? 14. She's on fire. 3 minus 9 can't do. Go over, borrow. So now becomes 13 minus 9, which makes 4. 1 minus 0 is 1. So now look, there's 14 pounds left, or grams. There's 14 grams left, and we know there's going to be 2 other hummingbirds there because there's 5 total. What hummingbirds, what 2 other birds are they? What type are they? What's 14 divided by 2, Adelie? Do what? I'll give you a minute. It's going to be the same type. I know. I heard you. That's times. What's 14 divided by 2, David? 7. What bird up here weighs 7 grams? The what? Nope, that weighs 5. What's that word called? Magnificent. What? Yeah. So, write this down real quick, McKenna. McKenna, write this down real quick. So, 14 divided by 2 is 7. What other type of hummingbirds are at the feeder? 2. Magnificent. Two magnificent. Then you can go. Good. Should. Good call. 2 magnificent. The last one. Ryan has 18 socks. Select the number. So, first off, how many? There's 2 in each. Okay? So, what's the divisor going to be if there's 2 in each? We got to find there's 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, like this. So, how many is in each group? 2. So, our divisor is going to be 2. And how many total groups do we have, Adeline? No, not 18 groups. Count your groups. 9. So, you get this, Cortland? Box in 2 and box in 9. Okay? Box in 2. Let me end this recording real quick, and then I'll slow down.